Alright gang, we're gonna have absolutely poor video and sound quality today because I am walking around the outside of the hospital for a total of 5 minutes on my lunch break here. Good week last week. Took a dub with a lot of new members of the squad. When I made all those trades, I really was expecting to kind of punt on last week and this week. And the fact that we stole at least one win was good for morale. This week is still up in the air, and honestly, I'm not confident. I'm down my top two QBs with Josh Allen on bye and Lamar, hurt, and they're also on bye. And so we've got CJ Stroud, and right now I'm going to pick up Dylan Gabriel. Not confident about that at all. Running backs still looking strong. Wideouts will be all right. Zay Flowers on bye, but he'll come back and have a nice stack with Lamar. Tyler Warren's an animal. Defense and special teams and kicker and all that jazz, maybe I'm just going to rotate for the rest of the year. We'll see. Play that one by ear. That'll be kind of a tough sell. Tough that the matchup this week is against, number one player in the league. It would be nice to get a head-to-head win there for, matchup purposes later in the year and whatnot. But who knows? Maybe Dylan Gabriel drops 40 or something stupid. We'll see. All I can do is, put the players in positions to succeed, and hopefully they come out on top. Let's see, what else do I got? Potential changes for next year. I was thinking on that for a little while. The whole debacle this week about taking shots for punishment and whatnot. I feel like it's not, punishment enough. Who doesn't want to go home and drink a little bit? It's almost like something to look forward to, despite, the nature of it trying to be something bad for dropping 0. So I thought about what the majority of the people in the league would just absolutely disdain doing, and I came up with this push-ups idea, which from the sounds of what people were responding in the group chat pretty negatively, which I think is kind of the point of a punishment. And can you imagine Owen dropping 2 zeros a week and I'm gonna do 50 push-ups? Some other good ideas out there. Beer mile seems a little excessive, but make someone run like a 400 meter, like a time around the track. Be a good one. Might be interesting too to have like a couple different punishments, and then let the rest of the league vote on the person's punishment that week. That could certainly be interesting. But we'll see. I think a couple other things. Thinking what happened earlier in the year, Harrison kind of with the plus minus, the QB on the IR situation. I think it's kind of a tricky situation. Obviously, you don't want people to hoard QBs, but if you have a QB on the IR slot and they get upgraded from out to questionable or doubtful, and you really don't think they're going to play the next week, it's kind of doesn't feel right to make them have to go on the active roster and then immediately go back and end up losing a quarterback or a decent player for it. So maybe there's a proposal there for something. But we'll see. I got to get the brain waves turned in early so that there's some good proposals for the next year. But we'll see. Hopefully the team pulls out a surprise this week. We get some good play out of some subpar quarterbacks, running backs, and wideouts do their job, and maybe this time next week I will have a head-to-head win against Jesse, but we shall see.